It's been a while since we've talked, but man, since we last spoke about One Piece, I want to say it was the chapter had just ended with Kinemon saying or revealing that they're actually quote-unquote ghosts essentially from the past, that they were actually supposed to have died 20 years ago, and it was kind of left on a cliffhanger. Since then we've had I want to say 4 or 5 more chapters. I was probably like 920 or something like that, or 919 I want to say, but man, it's been insane. I guess let's start talking about that because it was very worrisome for a bit of what that meant, as far as, like, you know, it felt like we were going into time traveling territory. There was a lot of different aspects, but it seems as though based on the flashback that we got of what actually happened and why Kinemon, and this is just the small stuff. I know we want to talk about Kaido, the Shenron of One Piece and all that stuff, but let's talk about some of the other stuff first. We'll get it out the way and then we'll jump straight into that. But even the Kinemon stuff, honestly, and Momonosuke and everything, all kind of interesting because it gave us a better explanation, finding out that it was Momonosuke's mother, if I'm not mistaken, that actually used her power, and that's why Momo and them are still around. She used the power when everyone was dying, so I don't think they actually died. I want to say that they just got pushed forward in time, something like that. And there was even rumors that Momo's mom was like ancient or something like that. So a lot of interesting things. It definitely seems as though that's just one power though, and I don't think it could be used again if the woman, well, I guess if it's a devil fruit power, then technically, I don't know, unless it's not a devil fruit power, she was just something totally different in and of itself. But it gave us a decent explanation and it really put together. Oda did something that it's difficult, but he connected the dots of everything, because if you go back, and I was even thinking to myself, and I'm glad he kind of showed what led to what and how we got to where we're at now, because it made sense of like, okay, this is how Raizo got separated from them, this is how Kanjuro got separated from Kinemon, this is what happened with Momo. So a lot of different interesting aspects there, but it was good because I was hoping it wasn't going to be like some crazy thing and we're actually altering. Like, it was just a little too much for me when it was getting into the time travel thing, just because One Piece hasn't really done much of that, and it could get very messy very quick with time travel and using that in stories. It conflicts a lot of things, and there's always that one glaring hole of, well, why didn't. So I'm glad again the way it was done, it wasn't ridiculous and it didn't really mess with things too much, to be honest with you. And again, it was a decent explanation and it showcases the importance, I want to say, and this is my own, and I'm sure probably people already theorized it, because Momonosuke had a sister in the flashback. I'm going to bet that Tama is possibly that sister, and she was also brought to the future, because why would she only send Momonosuke to the future? Maybe that little girl was Tama, and that's why she's so important as well. So that's my little guess for that situation. But honestly, I gotta say that I've just witnessed, honestly, the past 5 to 6 chapters at the very least alone, not talking about anything else, but Luffy has changed a lot. And what he said, and I always go back to this because I feel as though it was a very pivotal and impactful moment in Luffy's character. It was at the end of Dressrosa where everybody was running and Luffy said, "No more. How many times are we going to keep running? When is it the point that we're done running and we're fighting back?" And that was the point where we really started seeing Luffy, like, he goes up against Big Mom and Whole Cake Island. And then in this arc, we seen, like, it was just chapter upon chapter, like, nah, we're not doing this. We're not going to run away again. Maybe we can end the problem here and now. And him approaching Kaido. Woo! Big stuff, exciting stuff, really hype, I'm not gonna lie. Seeing him nailing Kaido, going gear forth and hitting Kaido, which Kaido, straight up, I don't care what anyone says, it's obvious, clear as day that Kaido is very inspired by, well, the mythical dragon of, like, you know, the legend or whatever, but it definitely gives me that Shenron vibes. He definitely feels like Shenron, let's be honest here, although, again, that dragon was inspired by, I think it's Chinese mythology, if I'm not mistaken, you know, the year of the dragon and stuff like that, because that's where I remember that initial design from. But definitely felt like some Shenron stuff, and it was kind of cool to see somebody in a dragon-esque body like Shenron kind of fighting, because we've never seen, like, a Dragon Ball, like, to my knowledge, much of Shenron like really doing anything other than granting wishes. So seeing Kaido in that form, first of all, the art looked incredible, it was awesome, but you could definitely see that it's a very weakening form, and I'm kind of curious as if that's, you know, his devil fruit power, or if he has multiple ones, who the hell knows what's going on. But what does it really grant you other than you're a big ass dragon? It almost seems as though it was weakening to him, because Luffy was able to pound him to the ground when he was in that dragon form, and Kaido had to resort to going back to his human form. So is it just, hey, it's a legendary thing? Is it that, I mean, we've seen his attacks were incredible, and maybe Kaido on his own can't do those particular type of attacks, but Kaido seems like such a monstrosity of a monster. I can't call him a man. This dude is a monster that the dragon form is definitely weakening to him, in my opinion, because again, look what Luffy was able to accomplish prior to him going into his normal form, and then what happened afterward. But it was just honestly amazing. Hopefully the anime does this justice. I don't expect it to, because like animating a big dragon like that is a lot of work, and it's either we're gonna get a CGI fest, which I doubt Toei would do that, or we're gonna get a big floating dragon that barely moves with Kaido. But man, all of those scenes leading up to it, honestly incredible. Seeing the stuff on the sides of like Law trying to figure out, a lot of this is very strategic, and you definitely can notice with One Piece, as we've continue to progress, man, strategy has become almost the most important thing that you need right now when it comes to a lot of these things, because again, we're fighting all these foes. Not only is it Kaido's people, we also have that Orochi guy that is a problem as well, and then like you got Law that he's trying to figure things out and put together, because at the end of the day, he's just a pact. It's not like he's a straw hat and trying to keep the secret. Luffy, once again, as per, which I mean, give or take or whatever, I personally like the fact that it's not like the typical times where Luffy blew their cover, because yeah, it was Luffy that really, you know, even to the bitter end, he's the one that screamed to Kaido and said, yo, let's do this or whatever. But it's not like prior times where it's some stupid accident of like something silly and funny of like Luffy tripped or Luffy sneezed or Luffy was really hungry and did something silly. This was just straight up Luffy like, we're not running, let's solve this now, he's right there, I'm on peak form, let me get him. And when he slammed him, I was like, damn. But then when he got him back, I was like, this showcase yet again that something we talked about for quite some time. I think it was the first instance was with Big Mom, right? Because she was the first real big of the Yonko that we went up against. It was showcased with Big Mom, and even further right now with the latest and last event of One Piece, that the Straw Hats and Luffy especially in particular, they're really not ready, bro. Luffy is not ready to be able to take on that same status that somebody like a Big Mom or a Kaido or anything. Like, he's not really like a Yonko, you know what I'm saying? Even though they said in the paper the 5th Yonko and all this other shit, like, he's still nowhere close, because the way it ended, it was so tragic. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like that was the end of One Piece right there. Story over. No, it's done. No, but like seeing Luffy there pulverized on the ground, getting one hit KO'd by Kaido after giving him that smashing hit, and Kaido says, Pirate King, you? Boy? You? Like, it was a joke to Kaido that Luffy was running around screaming Pirate King after he just one shot, bam, done. Very telling. Again, we've been saying this for a while, but I think, especially from what Big Mom said, and that's what really made me 100% believe that it was pointless. It was pointless for Luffy to try and go against Kaido completely one-on-one. One-on-one is not happening with the army that he's amassed of allies and stuff. Maybe they got a slither of a chance, something crazy happening, but one-on-one, Luffy is not ready, because even one-on-one against Big Mom, he wasn't ready when he hit her with everything he had, and she kind of just stood at a standstill. You know, they both clashed and nothing really happened to Big Mom. I was like, okay, if that is the case, and Big Mom said that thing when she referred to Kaido as if she can't even take him out, you can't take out Big Mom, you definitely ain't ready for Kaido. Luffy made a very, very big mistake. Good on his character in the sense of continuing and maintaining that we're not running away anymore. Like, the coward shit needs to stop. We need to face this and do what we said we're gonna do. I'm gonna be Pirate King. How am I gonna be Pirate King if I keep running? But man, what Kaido did, bro. Oh my god. Again, we need time skips, because by the end of One Piece, I would like for me to feel like somebody like Luffy and Law, if they become like Yonko, if they are the next Yonko, or if they have that type of position of power, I would like to truly feel like there's no match that they have and no rival once we get towards the end. So I definitely feel as though whether it's towards the very end or something, I would like another at least 2 or 3 year time skip again, get them a little bit more stronger to the point where Luffy is the one that like people are saying you crazy going up against him, because again, right now Luffy just got one-shotted, absolutely insane, loved it. I love stuff like that. It showcases again how much further we have to go to, you know, kind of become what Luffy should be. I mean, we don't know every adventure of Roger, we don't know every single detail of what happened on his journey, but if Roger got that massive respect, it's because he was able to outdo everyone. He might have not been the strongest. I mean, at the end of the day, defeating somebody doesn't necessarily mean you're the strongest. It means you're the smartest, possibly, or you out-strategized, the luckiest. So maybe Luffy doesn't need to be that strong. I don't know. I'm kind of curious what you guys think about it. I'm blown away, honestly. One Piece, absolutely amazing. Luffy getting one-shotted by Kaido. does that showcase we absolutely need one more time skip before One Piece ends to really put Luffy in that position of power to be able to say that he's untouchable or that he's reached them? Or you think that Luffy doesn't need to be that strong, he just needs to outwit them with the power of his crew, and of course, you know, the whole luck and all that shit that goes into shonen stories? And your overall thoughts and expectations? Honestly, the latest chapter of One Piece, I'm on that 10 out of 10, baby. It's been a little bit of build up, some weak ones here and there, I ain't gonna lie. There's been a little bit like the backstory stuff. It was interesting to me. Some people I could tell were probably like, but this latest chapter, especially just seeing Kaido's dragon form, the backstory and the revelation again about Momonosuke, Kinemon, and all of them, of what really happened. Honestly, incredible One Piece greatness, baby. So freaking hype. But that is all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram. Hit the bell to get all notifications. And if you want to follow any of my other social media, links, of course, in the description below. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. And remember the golden rule: anime and manga for life, boy. Bow. Have an awesome day.
Make a major move, laugh and let the haters lose. We don't give a fuck, virginity intact, clean stack. Paper rules, if you heard it, best believe that. But now it's whatever, one day I'll be your favorite, but never. No matter how